Hey, Dean.
Hey.
So, no pressure.
I just like, I've got a lot of intense points to cover, so
Good.
I just need to
That's awesome.
bullet list.
Yeah. We just want to have kind of a free-form 5-minute conversation or so. I want to hear about your process and your work and what you want people to get out of it and how you relate to it and any like crazy transformative things that have come up, you know, in you being a maker, that kind of fun stuff. But it would be great is if you would start, just for the vid, and give us your name, title of project, and then just a very brief overview of what you're doing.
Okay, so my name's Jadine Mela, and the project that I did is called Casting the Net. And I'm knitting hemp and linen yarn into the form of seed pods with a material that I developed to resemble magnified plant cells and in vibrant colors that evoke like the pulse of life. They're sculptural instruments and they create an object scale architecture. They're sculpting energy flow. They generate a measurable harmonic subtle energy quality that transmutes electromagnetic fields. And they open a dimensional gateway to co-creation with the Divic realm. This has previously been achieved by ancient Egyptian temple priesthood and the founders of Findhorn in Scotland. And viewers' proximity to the work heals and protects their biological systems. And so my thesis would be that it also potentially stimulates the brain to connect and come up with solutions to what I consider to be a real possibility of global systemic collapse based on transnational corporate activities. And the work has been independently verified by Dr. Ibrahim Karim, who is an Egyptian architect and the founder of BioGeometry in his Cairo lab.
What is he the founder of?
BioGeometry.
Cool.
So it's a scientific discipline that engages geometry and physics to generate patterns of energy that are resonant and that have the properties that I mentioned. So
Yeah.
I got trained in that over the summer.
Interesting. So aside from that experience, how did you get to this project? Like all those different things conspiring, all these different disciplines, like how'd you get there?
Well, I started in landscape architecture, and so that's all about managing resource flow. So I'm already kind of thinking about energy flow, and I can sort of see how energy patterns are happening. And so I went and got biogeometry training over the summer, and that gave me the ability to apply specific principles of proportion and angle and that kind of thing to actually create very specific patterns of energy, like vortices and that kind of thing. So it's just coming from a long-standing interest in nature, and I've always, from when I was a little girl, wanted to co-create with nature. I always thought that would be a really amazing thing to do, and it turns out you can. So it's been a long process.
Talk about your process for this particular project and what's been challenging or interesting along the way.
I tried several different materials. I welded a giant tower out of really heavy steel bars, and that seemed a little cumbersome and deadly. And then I made a wooden cat tower, which was really cool, but also I don't really want to be a woodworker necessarily. So fiber was just really accessible to me, and I taught myself how to knit and just started to go, and then all these synchronicities started to happen with the process just unfolding. That let me know that it was the right thing. So I knit, and then I would stretch the knit pieces like in small patches onto a small frame, and I went from like kind of pulling points to looking at rounded forms using balloons. So I've ordered balloons from China, and I use those to create these kind of rounded, more curving, more organic looking forms.
In the same way that your materials use and has transformed, and you tried different things and different challenges and figured stuff out about what's going to work, what's not going to work, has your self definition of being an artist or a maker or creator, has that changed as well over the course of this project?
Yeah, I was never an artist before this program, and now I feel really equipped. I feel like I'm wearing a tool belt of things that I can now sort of do, and I can make instruments that have specific properties that I want them to have, and so it's been an incredible, transformation. So
that's really neat.
Yeah.
What do you want people to get from your work? What's what would be some takeaways for your audiences when you know, show the finished product?
I guess that I would love for them to, you know, engage with the work, which they have been doing, and to give me some feedback, maybe if they have a chance to let me know, are they being stimulated at all, and on the mental level, are they getting any good ideas standing near the work? They're standing in its resonant field, and so the thesis I didn't really have a chance to actually, you know, engage or figure out during this project is that, you know, maybe that it affects the brain stem and the thought patterns. So it'd be neat to hear what people, if they get any kind of vibe off of the work.
Yeah. And is that the direction that you're headed? I mean, you got trained in something totally weird and crazy and awesome this summer. So like, are you headed down a different path, or do you foresee that being the biochemistry stuff or whatever? What is it?
Biogeometry.
Biogeometry.
Yeah.
Seeing that as a focus for your work now?
Yes,
or?
it's this project is the seed of my life work, which is one of the reasons why it looks like a seed pod. So I'll be doing this for the rest of my life, and I'll be combining that with permaculture. So I'm launching like a huge endeavor. So everything that I make, it will, you know, I'm not going to make everything biogeometrical, but like I can do a cat tree.
Great.
You know. Yeah. So
I want to see a cat tree.
That's really exciting.
thank you.
I mean, that's got to feel.
It's exhilarating.
Yeah.
You know,
Good.
and just to be verified independently by this person.
Yeah.
It was really special. I cried into my cereal with joy.
I mean, was that your aha moment? Like when it just felt right, or?
It's felt right from like the initiation of it. Like
Right.
I've been pretty clear about what I wanted to do since before the program, and so this whole thing has been coming together. There's been some detours, of course, but I think the aha moment was actually discovering that biogeometry existed and was a real thing, and being able to go get trained in it. And then when I felt the pull, which is when you engage the tools, the instruments, the measuring tools that they train you to use, and I actually felt it, and I realized it was working for me, and I was going to be able to do it. That was sort of like, I got really excited. That and crying into my cereal.
Right. That's great. Super exciting. Yeah.
Cool. I
think
think
that's
good. Yeah, I think so.
I hope you get something from all of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, there was like a
That's
couple
pretty
times that I